He was the director of The Count of Monte Cristo with Guy Pearce. You really need to watch that movie. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. Just a popcorny, very easy to sit and watch and enjoy. And it's also Alexandre Dumas, one of his books. Jim Caviezel. I'm sorry if I'm massacring that name. Okay, so people have certain issues with the movie because they say that there's no way that Jesus would have known Latin, and there are certain language inaccuracies. Okay, sure. He shot the movie in these languages. There's no accent. It's the language. Do you understand? And he didn't even want the film to be subtitled. Now that is commitment. Let's see this. Okay, House of Gucci budget. Now with the Gucci money. Okay, so that's 75 million USD, today's standards. So 35 million back when, let's just say 45 million. Lady Gaga, I mean, she's Italian, of Italian descent. She probably speaks it. All these other, Adam Driver, I don't know. But he really focused on the accent. And what I'm trying to tell you is where it falls short is you mean to tell me that you couldn't train these people over the period of a year or two, or find people who would accept language lessons. So this is where the movie falls apart. Now, and it just wasn't a good movie. Do you understand? Like you need to be at a point now more than ever where you dismiss movies that aren't good, and you really have to take certain things into consideration, like who's making it, where do they come from, what sort of accolades do they have under their belt, who are they taking, who are they like, for lack of a better word, casting this movie with. Staffing is more or less, because I mean you have to think there are cinematographers, there are costume designers, there's everyone under the sun, right, to make a movie. It's not just the director or the Lady Gaga. It's not Tony Scott. It's not Ridley Scott. Rest in peace, Tony Scott. He made one of my favorite movies, True Romance, and just to show you what I'm talking about. If you watch True Romance, that movie is, it's just amazing, okay? It's an amazing movie. It was written by Quentin Tarantino. I know that he wasn't totally impressed with the outcome. And I won't be talking about Tony Scott because I just won't be doing that. So, Top Gun, okay, him and Jerry Bruckheimer, they made Top Gun. And the intention for that movie, a lot of the intention for the movie was it to be a commercial at a time when staffing issues for the military, I think they were at an all-time low, and that actually fully reversed that issue that the military was having. So it was more of a commercial for that. I won't get into that. The Last Boy Scout. I mean, Damon Wayans, Bruce Willis. I've never seen that movie. Spy Game. That was one of those movies that was always on TV with Brad Pitt, Robert Redford. I'm not a Robert Redford fan. The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Unequivocally one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I really cannot stand Denzel Washington. He's in Deja Vu. So that's all I'm going to get at, because I keep saying Tony Scott. If I've said it in reference to Ridley Scott, I'm sorry. It's just a tick. So right here, I was searching up this just for a side note. Kubrick was obsessed with Napoleon Bonaparte. So keep that in mind when you ask yourself, well, why would he take on a project like this? I'm going to close some of these. You just have to allow yourself to dislike movies, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to explain it to anyone. But objectively, I watched The House of Gucci. The thing is, with movies now more than ever, you have to create something different. The House of Gucci, it just feels like something I've seen before 150 times. I just don't care anymore. I don't care. You want to watch a good movie that I could recommend off the top of my head? Steven Soderbergh, watch The Limey. There's a good movie with Terrence Stamp. Okay? Come and tell me that that's not a good movie. Okay, so Napoleon the Crown, Pope Pius VIII handed Napoleon the crown at the age of 35 years old. Conqueror of Europe placed on his own head. Okay, now if we look here, explicitly in the trailer, we have Joaquin Phoenix crowning, saying something about the crown of France, and he either puts it on his head or I'm afraid to put the the movie preview on, because I don't want to get a strike on my first or second video that I posted. So, oh yeah. Before I get sidetracked, so 35 years old. So Joaquin Phoenix is 49 years old. Okay, character casting does matter. It does matter, and this just sort of seems like a stretch. I have nothing against Joaquin Phoenix, and I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into the Joaquin Phoenix debate. If Ridley Scott came up to me and I was 49, he said, "Do you want to play Napoleon Bonaparte?" I would go, "Sure, absolutely." I.e., this is why I'm wearing the mask, and this because I'm aiming to be in film, but 49 years old, casting Joaquin Phoenix as a Corsican who, which is turned into a French territory or colony, or it became French not long before Napoleon was born. So technically speaking, Corsican, technically speaking, French. There's a lot of debate on that. So Phoenix speaks in his American accent. Okay, let's see. $200 million. Okay, this is what I have to say to Ridley Scott. I hope there's no slow motion. I hope you don't focus too much on the battles. I am disappointed in your casting. I really don't appreciate the fact that Joaquin Phoenix doesn't even put on an accent, and I know that you're discouraged because people were sort of poking fun at you for the whole the attempt at that with the House of Gucci. There's the Duelists. I think he has 2 movies. Ridley Scott. Okay, so he has The Duelists, and then he has The Last Duel. So Last Duel, I believe, is okay. So I don't know to what extent Adam Driver, Matt Damon, Jodie Comer, and Ben Affleck, I don't know to what extent they applied the accent. I just hate Ridley Scott so much. I just can't be bothered. And Matt Damon was saying that people don't want to watch the movie or didn't want to watch the movie because they were They're not interested in real cinema anymore, or something along those lines. I'm not even going to pull it up. The Martian, I saw that movie. Not good. Okay, it's just with the liberties. He's taking too many liberties. I'm going to science the shit out of this. Yeah. To go on and on. I mean, Robin Hood. A good year. It's just movies that are like not worth paying attention to. So you have a $200 million movie, and you look at something like The Passion of the Christ, which is $35 million, and he has people speaking Latin and Aramaic and Hebrew, I believe, is what it was. Sorry if I don't remember. But now we're going to have this hot pile of crap, and it's going to be a terrible movie. And I'm calling you out, Ridley, because I don't want to see any slow motion. I don't want to see any liberties. I don't want to see any extended battles. I think that there's a lot of interesting elements watching, and I'm not going to play the movie preview, but watching the preview and seeing her spread her legs open because he was 26 or 27 first time he got any got a taste of womanhood, putting that in the preview, and then having a battle on an ice sheet with a battlefield with cannons. It's with a guy who is 14 years older than the emperor was when he became emperor. And your movies just suck. It just sucks. I have no problem with Joaquin Phoenix. I can sit and watch some of your movies. I watched Exodus, Gods and Kings, but I sit and watch your movies, and that was just sort of entertaining because it was visually captivating. But Ridley, you are terrible. You're just a terrible filmmaker, and there just isn't a word out there. I can't even quantify it, and it makes me angry. It makes me upset because I look at other people and other things that have been done. I can't. I just hear you talking to yourself, thinking to yourself, I couldn't make a movie about Napoleon with French as the language. Like, you're using $200 million, and you mean to tell me that you couldn't find actors or a situation that made sense where you could film a movie in French with $200 million? That's 1/5 of $1 billion. And what I'm getting at is, I don't think that you taking on that project, knowing full well that Stanley Kubrick, that was his magnum opus, I don't think you taking it on is, I don't think you're respecting yourself. I don't think you're respecting the culture. I really don't think that you're doing it for any other reason than you have some sort of perspective, some narcissistic, inflated ego. You are like a Napoleon. You are, the people use that word as a pejorative against a person with a small man complex or an inflated ego. I just think that you're like you're Hollywood. You're the Hollywood Napoleon, and I'm really you just nothing you do is impressive except for Blade Runner.